And now another question. As I recall from your talks, you describe a period of 10 days of retreat after your initial recognition of your innate basic state, where you allowed everything to arise and let it be as it is. Do you see value of retreat and immersion in the basic state in order to gain confidence and clarity? I know you have said it is unnecessary, but at the same time, many individuals have come to a deep knowing and permanent rest after retreating and resting in that way. Thanking with much love and gratitude. Well, what we can say is that anyone who does have obvious continuous clarity at all times, including clarity capacity, in other words, the beneficial qualities and activities that are the actual demonstration of the recognition of clarity, that all of them, even if they did have periods of deep retreat, they had to get to a place where clarity was obvious in the rambunctiousness of life. So that is a very, very important aspect. And this is the period of time where the person then went beyond retreat, beyond the idea that retreat is necessary as a way to bring about clarity. Now, I don't suggest retreat, and I don't suggest not going into retreat either. It's entirely up to the individual. For people living in today's world, many people find the practice of short moments to be ideal for them. And many, many people, countless people throughout the world have been able to bring about full-on clarity with its powerful beneficial qualities and activities solely by the practice of short moments. And indeed, traditionally, it is stated that this is all that is necessary. And so you see, while some people go into retreat and meditate, or some such thing, many do not. If that's something you like, then great. Go ahead. However, whether in retreat or not, there will be a constant flow of points of view to be left exactly as they are. And you see, there won't be anything that changes between retreat and after retreat. Post-retreat and retreat offer exactly the same, the flow of points of view and the outshining of those points of view. By the power of the practice of short moments, we're committing ourselves to clarity within all points of view. Clarity within all points of view whatsoever. So from the very beginning, we have the result. We're introduced to clarity, so we already have the result. Unending clarity, that's introduced at the beginning. So we're not waiting around trying to get some result in a retreat. We're introduced to clarity right up front. And so then this result right up front is the path, you could say. Instinctive clarity at all times, it is the path. We find that regardless of our situation, we feel more and more empowered in the preservation of clarity. We find that clarity pervades all points of view. We see that just as in the Second Life environment, the virtuality of the Second Life environment is essentially lucid. It's made of light. This is very easy to understand. it is a super singular expanse that is vast and spacious. Even though it has vivid appearances, all these appearances are virtual. And this is just the way everything is. All of life is similar to this. In the vast expanse of clarity, all occurs as its display. And all of it, the display is virtual in reality. All sounds and images, whatever they might be, are fueled by clarity. And they are like that, virtual in reality. And so this virtual reality, whatever its configuration, it lacks substantiality and is non-independent in nature. No matter what appears, it does not have an independent nature. Thus it is virtual in reality. And likewise, all the displays of all phenomena whatsoever, no matter what they are, they never waver from clarity's pure benefit. Whether in retreat or not in retreat, all appearances are like this, vivid but virtual in reality. The shining forth of clarity alone. All points of view are the shining forth of the pure clarity view. All points of view, the shining forth of the pure clarity view, with no point from which to view. Just as a hologram is indivisible from space and doesn't really exist, but is made to appear to do so, all of phenomena, all points of view are indivisible and singular, virtual and non-independent, and are without substance or concrete attribute. Know all appearances to be like this, all appearances whatsoever, including the appearance of retreat. Everything is a vivid display, like a hologram or electronic game, insubstantial in the very moment of its shining forth, and virtual, released upon inception. And the last question is, I have a father who I see very seldom and also very rarely call him. I visit him 4 to 5 times a year, although I live only 2.5 hours drive away. After the 12 inquiries, all my old grudges against my father resolved, and I respect him and love him very much. But I'm not very good at expressing this to him. Could you please speak about how to develop this kind of a relationship into one where we see each other or talk to each other more often? Thank you for your question, and this question is very enjoyable to me, and I'm glad this has come up for you, that you want a closer relationship with your father. As the relationship prior to the inquiries contained some old grudges, and those are now resolved, it has created an openness for you to have a new relationship with your father. And it's good to be very direct with your father about this, to say to him, Father, I have had some changes in my life, and I've really done some self-reflection, and I see now that earlier I had some grudges against you, and I want you to know that I have resolved those grudges completely, and now I feel a sense of openness with you, and I would like to develop our relationship. And so one of the things I'd like to do is spend more time together and talk more often on the telephone, and then maybe say to him, of course these are just examples I'm giving, you could say to him, how would it be if I were to call you once a week? on Sunday. Would that be good for you? And we can talk then and make a plan to get together. And so you see, it's very simple, and then the whole relationship will evolve from there. This is very beautiful, harmonizing relationship, coming into right relationship with our parents. When we come into right relationship with our parents, it's only through having developed this right relationship with ourselves. Then we're able to open up and have an adult, mature relationship with our parents or caregivers. Thank you so much for joining in today, and I look forward to seeing you in a couple days here on Second Life.